Have you ever looked up at a storm and wondered if something far more terrifying than rain could be hiding inside the clouds? Most people think stories about snakes falling from the sky are nothing more than old legends, impossible tales passed down to frighten children. But in January of 1877, something happened in the city of Memphis, Tennessee, that left witnesses searching for answers no one could explain. It all began during a violent winter storm. Rain poured down in thick, relentless sheets. The wind howled through the streets. And for a while, everything seemed perfectly ordinary. Then, something changed. As the storm weakened, people stepped outside expecting to see flooded roads and broken branches. Instead, they saw movement. Dark shapes twisted across sidewalks, slithered through muddy streets, and appeared in front yards almost everywhere people looked. They were snakes. Not one, not 10, but thousands. Imagine opening your front door after a storm, only to find the ground alive beneath your feet. What would you have done? The strange part wasn't only the number of snakes, it was where they appeared. Witnesses reported that they covered streets and yards, yet none were found on rooftops, fences, or other high places. Even stranger, no one clearly saw them falling from the sky. How could thousands of snakes suddenly appear without anyone watching them arrive? Some people quickly suggested that a whirlwind had lifted the snakes from somewhere else before dropping them over the city. It sounded reasonable at first. But the more investigators thought about that explanation, the less convincing it became. If a powerful whirlwind had really carried thousands of snakes through the air, shouldn't it also have dropped rocks, tree branches, leaves, and countless other objects? Where were they? Reports mentioned snakes, but almost nothing else. Could a storm really separate thousands of living snakes from everything around them and leave the rest behind? That question has never been fully answered. The snakes themselves created another mystery. According to newspaper reports, they were dark brown, almost black, and ranged from only a few inches to nearly 1.5 feet in length. Some crawled away quickly, as if they had never been injured. Others gathered in large clusters, confusing everyone who saw them. If they had truly fallen from the sky, how did so many survive the impact? Scientists of the time searched for ordinary explanations. Perhaps the snakes had already been hiding underground, and heavy rain simply forced them to the surface. It's a simple idea. But then another question appears. Why had no one noticed thousands of snakes before the storm? Why did they suddenly appear within only a few city blocks? And why did similar reports emerge in different places throughout history? The deeper researchers looked, the stranger the mystery became. Even respected publications discussed the event. Some accepted the whirlwind theory, while quietly admitting that one problem remained. Where could a single location contain thousands upon thousands of snakes, waiting to be lifted into the sky? No convincing answer was ever found. Others wondered whether the snakes had been migrating. But January is not known as a migration season for snakes in the United States. Once again, every explanation solved one mystery, while creating another. Have you ever noticed that the most unsettling mysteries aren't the ones with no answers? They're the ones with too many. Over time, stories of strange objects falling from the sky continued to appear around the world. Fish, frogs, seeds, even creatures no one expected. Most people laughed, others simply ignored the reports. But every now and then, a case appeared that refused to disappear. The Memphis Snake Mystery became one of those cases. More than a century later, people still debate what truly happened that stormy day. Were the witnesses mistaken? Did nature perform a rare trick we still don't understand? Or did something even stranger happen that science has yet to explain? The evidence leaves us standing between belief and disbelief. And perhaps that's exactly where this mystery wants us to stay. Because the next case may be even harder to explain. Imagine a snowstorm ending, only for tiny living creatures to begin crawling across fresh white snow, as if they had fallen from the clouds themselves. People called them snow worms. But were they really falling from the sky? Or was something else hiding beneath the snow? We'll investigate that impossible mystery in the next episode. Until then, subscribe, because sometimes the strangest stories are the ones history quietly forgot, and the next storm may still be hiding its secret.